Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video in the Smart Home Tech series. Today we'll be checking out SwitchBot's latest Lock Ultra, as well as the Keypad Vision together with the Hub Mini for Matter integration. Let's get started by unboxing and checking out these brand new products from SwitchBot. And we'll get started with the Lock Ultra, which is a super compact and quiet smart lock that you can easily retrofit to pretty much any door that you've got. Starting the unboxing process, we are greeted with the Lock Ultra itself and all of the accessories needed for the installation process. We'll take a look at a lock in a second, but first let's take a look inside the box what we'll get. And first things first, we get a tiny USB-C to a flat cable, as well as the battery pack that is already charged and we can install into the lock in a minute. What we'll also get is all of the accessories that we need for mounting it. So we're first of all greeted with instruction manuals in all kinds of different languages, which goes over the general package contents and also how to install it. But we'll install it really easily with the app guided later. We also get these different keyhole adapters, one pre-attached with some double-sided tape and a pouch with some more double-sided tape, as well as these really cool adhesive wood vinyl covers if you want to skin your lock and make it match your interior a bit more. We also get these barrel adapters and can use them in case it's needed. However, this is pretty universally compatible, so we'll try installing it without it. Then we get some more Allen keys and 3M pads for replacement. Now, taking a look at the lock itself, it has such a cool, minimal and sleek design, and honestly I can't believe how tiny this actually is. It's super small, it's light and very compact build. And removing the battery cover, we can pull out this tab which engages the battery and we can start with the setup process. So what we'll need is the SwitchBot app on our phone, and we can already start it from there. So all we've got to do is click on add device, and my phone already saw the SwitchBot smart lock, and then what we can do next is follow the steps in the app, which has a super nice installation guide and process which really guides you along everything that you need to know. So I'm just going to start doing that right now. So once I've started the process, the app wants to start updating the lock. It'll do a quick firmware update which takes a couple of seconds, so it really doesn't take too long. And when we're done with that, the lock has been successfully added into the app, and we can then assign it into a room, give that room a name in case you don't have any room set up in the SwitchBot app like I have. So I'm just going to call it hallway for now because that's where this lock is going to live. So create a room, add it in, and then once that's done, we can get started with the actual setup process of installing the lock onto our door, which is also super easy. So let's check out how that works. Now what we'll need is listed inside the app. So this is what I really like about the SwitchBot app, is it gives you kind of like a checklist, and I just put everything into the box and took it to my door. So the app will ask you some set of questions and you can answer them depending on your lock configuration. So I'm just choosing the answers that are based on my lock, and once you've got those set, then it already starts telling you how to install a lock. So it starts by saying to clean the door lock so there's no dust or any marks that might interfere with the adhesive, and then attach the mounting plate. So I recommend to really press it in, and then once that's installed, we can put the key into the lock and then install the adhesive pad onto the back of the actual smart lock. So we want to stick that on there, and then very important is latch these two little switches up that are left and right, and then we can already attach our lock onto the door frame. So I just want to align it with those two pins, push it in, and then on the side left and right is pull those little buttons down again to ensure that it's locked in place and it's nice and secure. And once that's done, we can then install this little magnet. It's got two sides, one for different widths. So I'm just going to take the side that matches my door and adhere it onto it. And this is to sense if the door is open or closed. Once that's done, the installation is complete, and we can already start by starting with the calibration process, which honestly was so quick. I couldn't believe how fast it went. It starts by opening up our door, pressing next in the app, and then the door lock will basically do everything by itself. It will basically check what the key needs to be calibrated to automatically, and it will do everything by its own, and then you can already start by closing the door and confirm it into the app, and then it will do one more final calibration check to make sure it's locked properly, and then once it's calibrated, then the door is finished and set up, so we can install our battery panel and already start locking and unlocking our smart lock through the SwitchBot app, which works super flawlessly and is honestly really quick. And this works very well. Also, it has the night lock function, so it can latch and unlatch the door, and this works really well. So for my door, it perfectly unlatched it every single time, and we can also lock it through the app, which works very well and very nicely. Now let's set up our Vision keypad. And this is pretty cool because now we've got the smart lock set up, we can really easily set up our Vision keypad. Let's start with a small unboxing. So first things first, we're greeted with the actual keypad itself, and we've got a little tiny accessories pouch, which honestly is packed full of accessories. So we get these mounting brackets, one for standard installation, flat on the wall or slight angle. We get also some screws in case you're screwing it into the wall. We also get a bunch of documentation, we get cleaning wipes, little stickers as well to assign to the button. If we want to have a doorbell or a house symbol, we can add those. We get the warranty and social media information, as well as a bunch of documentation and quick start guide, which goes throughout the package contents and also has QR codes for the app and giving some more specifications on what's the best place to install this smart door pad. We also get a USB Type-C cable, as well as something that looks a little bit like a SIM card eject tool to later on release the keypad from the door frame if you need to uninstall it or take it off for charging. And with all of that unboxed, I think it is time to actually check out the keypad itself. So we can already see it has a very beautiful and very minimal design here with a button on the bottom. We've got a fingerprint sensor, and on top we have this Face ID recognition and 3D scanning feature. The keypad itself is very nice and legible. The buttons are backlit once the battery is enabled, and we also have the nice door button here that can be programmed. And overall the buttons feel very nice and clicky, have a satisfying feel to them, and overall I really do like how the build quality is. On the back of it we've got the on and off switch, which we'll later want to turn on when we start setting up our keypad, which let's do that right now. So our door lock is set up and it already asks us basically if we want to add more accessories to it, which I find is pretty cool inside the SwitchBot app. So what we want to do is go to the keypad section here, tap into it and choose which keypad we've got. So we've got the Vision keypad, and basically what we want to do next is follow again all the instructions that the app tells us. So this is something that I noticed the SwitchBot app does really well, is it does such a good job at guiding you along all the different steps that's needed to set up your accessories. So never in the whole process have I felt like, oh, this is not clear or I need to Google something. Rather, I felt like the app really did guide me along and gave me basically all the important steps and information that I need. So once it's paired to the app, it will ask to do a software update, which also takes a few seconds, and then finally it needs to be confirmed with a pairing code, which you can enter and confirm with the checkmark icon. Once that's done, basically the lock is ready and can be installed, and once again, just like with our smart lock, we get the same set of instructions and can then follow them along in the app for a nice smooth installation process. I took the flat bracket and mounted the keypad onto the door. It basically just adheres on with the 3M, and we slide it in and clip it in place. And once that's done, we can then start by programming in our PIN code and different entry methods. So here I'm just going to set up a temporary PIN code just to try it out. So this is going to be a very safe and secure PIN code, but basically we can enter it and then confirm it with the check icon, and then the keypad will communicate it to the lock and start the unlock process. What's also pretty cool is, what's very amazing about this smart lock is that it has Face ID. We can then basically enable it to scan our face, and this, I was so blown away how quick it works. Basically I was just standing in front of it and it did the whole process in basically a blink of an eye, and it was already set up and ready to use. And let's try out how the face unlock actually works. So here I'm essentially just walking up to my door, and it already recognized me, and as soon as I stepped close to the door, it was ready and it started unlocking. And this is such a game changer because you don't need to touch anything, you don't have to enter any PIN codes, or you don't even need to take your watch or your phone with you with NFC. It just recognizes your face, and I'm like, wow, I love it. Let's start adding some different login methods. So I'm just gonna add my fingerprint here. Again, in the app, we can just say add fingerprint and then choose also between temporary or one time or permanent. Basically, we just have to touch the finger onto the sensor a couple of times, and then it will be added and saved, and it will be ready to use for the keypad to unlock the smart lock. What's also pretty cool is it supports NFC cards, such as any different type of NFC tag that you have, but also IC cards. So here I'm trying to set it up with the IC card I've got saved in my phone. However, I couldn't really get it to work with Apple Wallet, so I thought, let's just try my Pasmo card, and that actually worked no problem. So here I am just doing the setup process, and once the Pasmo card has been added as an NFC card in the SwitchBot app, it perfectly works to unlock the door, which I find is also super cool, as it might be something that you have always on you. Since it's your IC card, you pretty much take it anytime you go out, so that works super well. And for the smart lock itself, I really love how quiet and fast it is. This was quite impressive coming from different smart locks that I've reviewed on the channel before, and overall I really love the UX and how easy to use it was. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or comments about this smart lock, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.